I am Sarah.
And I'm David. We gotta talk about Big Brother 24 because that was a doozy of a double eviction.
That's how you do a 2-hour episode.
Yes.
Right?
Woo! It was good.
Let's get into it. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support us on Patreon if you like. We encourage that. Patreon.com/Nerdtainment.
We love it.
Over there.
Join us over there. Look, guys.
Y'all.
It's been a day.
If I were not live with Sarah right now, I would be worried about Sarah. Because first, I said this in the Discord server. First, Queen Elizabeth, and now this.
It's been a hard day.
We have our rosé, okay?
We're good.
We are drinking to forget.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I try not to have faves.
Yeah.
But I'm gutted.
I know.
By tonight's loss.
At the same time, it had to be done.
It did.
If you're in the house,
I recognize.
And you don't do it, you are a fool.
Yes.
So,
I would be roasting you had you not taken this opportunity. But I, as a fan, am in mourning.
I know. But we talked about it last week. We knew this was possible.
Yes.
We knew what needed to be done to prevent it. And when that didn't happen, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So I almost I'm like, do we have to talk about the first hour? But let's talk about the first hour.
Let's talk about the first hour just briefly. We're going to talk about the highlights here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Julie does set us up at the top of this episode with Michael's records. Which I'm very appreciative that they made, everyone aware.
Yeah.
Those who don't nerd out on this stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. And it was like, this was the night. Basically, is he going to break Janelle's record? He's already broken her veto record, right?
Yes.
But in terms of comp wins in a single season, is he going to break that tonight? Or is he going to go home?
Yeah, right.
Those are the options
literally
that we saw.
is that he is 100% in beast out or get out. Yeah. There's no in between here. So we see a little just highlights here. We see them coming off of noms. So Alyssa or the veto, right?
Yeah.
They came off of the the
ceremony,
permanent
right?
noms.
The veto ceremony.
Oh Lord. What are the words
they come off of the permanent noms?
The noms at the end of the week. Y'all, those noms.
The final nominations.
Something like that. Sure. Something like that. And so Alyssa is emotional. She's on the block. She hasn't been taken off. Mm-hmm. She's still there.
Yeah.
And we do see the discussion about loyal to the ladies.
Right.
And we already talked about on our Monday's episode how she did a lot of work this week. Just trying to build relationships anywhere she can.
Yeah. And, Alyssa makes a comment I think only 4 or 5 women have ever won Big Brother, maybe less. And initially I was like, come on, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Do you really know? I looked it up. It's only 7.
Yeah.
So it's really not a lot.
It's not a lot.
So, but then we also we talked about this a little bit too. We see Brittany trying to set herself up, with other sort of alliances or partnerships, what have you, just in case Michael were to be evicted. She's thinking about her end game. And then we see this little conversation between Taylor and Alyssa where Taylor's girl, I've been there, done this. Yeah. Don't freak out.
Yeah, stay calm. And Alyssa was like, really? 4 times on the block you've been?
Yeah. And Taylor's like, yeah, I packed my bags a lot this summer.
She was like, were you not here?
I unpacked and I packed.
Alyssa's like, I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of times that you've been on the block.
Weird. I guess I was just in a bed with Kyle the whole time.
I was distracted.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was like, good to know. Alyssa's not going to know end of season comp questions.
Oh,
okay,
100%.
got it.
I also loved how Taylor was like, don't pooch yourself. Don't do it.
I was like, that's not exactly how pooch. Look,
I just love that he's still coming up.
I love that it's in the vernacular now. Yeah. Pooch yourself is a term we will use.
Yeah.
But that's a different definition.
It is.
We're already changing definitions.
Thank you, Ray.
Ray.
She needs it tonight.
I do. It's a hard day. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Then we get Turner's little vocab segment, which is just like, I mean, it's really just a Gen Z vocab segment.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Pass. Terrence and Taylor are going to talk. Terrence is like, I got to get some work done here.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I don't know. Is he? He's trying. That's what I'm going to say.
He's trying. I mean, he's saying, why can't a Black person win again? Why can't we do it back to back?
Sure.
Right? He's talking to Taylor.
Sure. Week 10?
Yep.
Terrence, you're just now checking in with Taylor on working together?
Yeah.
Pass. Like she says politely, we've never seen eye to eye.
Yeah.
But like he obviously needs her in this moment.
Yeah, he's trying, doing whatever he can.
Well, you haven't been there for her yet.
You've been against her the whole time, so it's a little late.
But then Terrence is going to talk to Monty.
Yeah.
And even though Terrence has been against Monty most of this game as well, Monty's a little bit more open to work with Terrence.
I mean, he's like, look, I don't have any allegiance to Alyssa, so maybe I will consider if Terrence is better for my game. And then Monty goes to Taylor, and he's like, look,
hey,
we'd win against Terrence.
Right? True.
Maybe not against Alyssa. Like, she's well liked by the jury.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she has more votes. And Taylor's like, I'm really not worried. Like, I have multiple paths to a win.
Yeah, she's like,
so this is
I don't have
no-brainer
to sit next to Terrence. Sorry, Monty. Is that your only path? I don't know.
Right. Is that your only way you're going to win?
But I have other options. And Terrence has been a poo-poo head to me for most of this game. So I'm just going to say, nah.
Goodbye, Terrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's been after me.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Or do. Thank you, Books and Quirks.
Books and Quirks.
Thank you. Thank you.
So loyal. Thank
Always
you so
the $4.99 too.
I love
that. It's like a price.
Someday, tell us what it means.
Yeah.
Come up with something good.
Whatever.
And then let
tell
us know.
Tell us the story behind $4.99. We love it. We are fans of that.
And Maria M is drinking with us. Well, you know, it was going to be a hard road for Michael either way.
It was.
You know?
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. So then we get
word salad.
Jury segment.
Wait, then Monty tries to circle back with Taylor, but that's when Taylor's like, "Nah." Did we cover that? Okay, great. I was in the super chats. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all
Move us on, David.
Yeah. So we're in the jury segment. I have many things to say.
Please.
About the jury segment.
Ooh.
First of all, I love that Indy's like not surprised to see Jasmine as the first person joining me in the house. You know, like Indy's doing the stupid like punching thing. She's not even good at pantomiming punching.
No.
And she turns around and sees Jasmine. And girl, Indy, let me tell you, they dropped a twist that had me leaving that house looking like a pretzel.
Look.
And that was the last time we heard Jasmine's crazy caricature of a Southern accent.
I was about to say, look, we collectively love David's Jasmine, right? But it doesn't exist anymore. He doesn't get to do it.
No.
Because she entered that jury house and was like, I don't have a Southern accent.
I don't have I have the slightest whisper of a Southern accent.
The slightest
that was even too much.
Yeah. She was like, hey, guys.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's just a normal volume.
She speaks like a normal person. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's all, the character's gone. And it's a real person. I actually prefer this version of Jasmine. She like feels genuine.
Right. Yes, she does. She seems like a normal person. Yeah. Indy all alone, hilarious. Jasmine shows up. Then Joseph shows up.
Oh my God.
And then it's just like, what?
No, they were like shouting over each other and we're like, what are they saying? What? Are they mad at Joseph? What's happening?
And luckily they're like, let's watch this split twist thing so that we can get ourselves, you know.
I love that during the like schoolyard pick, they're watching that happen, and Indy's like, I hope I never see Brittany's face again in my life. I was like, well, you will at least once more, whether it's like on finale night or in jury. Like there's you got to finish this out.
She is not a fan of Brittany
or Kyle. She's like, both of them were manipulating me. I hate them both.
She did talk a lot about hating Kyle on her way out. But boy, the disdain for Brittany is still strong.
Oh, yeah.
Still strong in her.
And Jasmine's saying, Kyle's the most dangerous in the house. Little did they know, they're about to see him. And she wants Taylor to go to the end.
Oh, girl, where did this come from?
Like, what?
She's like, oh, is the camera on?
Yeah.
I really hope Taylor You know who I want at the end, Taylor?
Yeah.
Did y'all get that? Was that on? Okay,
well, and then they're at the breakfast table outside the next morning, and they're going to send in the next juror. And Joseph says something about like, why would you want it to be Kyle? And Jasmine goes, or no, he's like, I hope it's Kyle. And Jasmine goes, why would you want it to be Kyle? And I was like, I thought it might be more, why would you want it to be Kyle, Joseph? But no, it was just a normal.
It was just, why would you want it to be Kyle? And I was like, didn't he just tell you why he wanted it to be Kyle? I think he just explained it. Kyle done did him dirty.
Yeah.
So.
And then Kyle does show up. And then they watch it.
Kyle shows up. No one even gets up from the table.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, Kyle's here? Oh, you want us to watch something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then they go watch it.
And
it goes from there.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, what happened?
Because they're kind of confused, right? They're like, wait, what happened? Why are you the one here? And he's like, so there were some events
other things
that happened that led to my being here. And so I think we should just watch it. And then they're watching the comp and like, Turner wins. And Joseph's like, Turner, if Turner won, what are you doing here? Like, and Kyle's like, okay, sorry, I think we should just keep going. Yeah. We have to watch.
He's like, let's get there. But eventually Kyle's going to be like, so the non-game things, the way we saw their faces change.
Yeah.
That's really what's incredible about it. Is because you get to see.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts.
Of course.
Like, all the people who are out there being like, I don't know what Kyle did wrong. Did you see their faces?
Yeah.
If somebody is hurt that much, something ain't right.
Yeah. It's just, for whatever their issues with Kyle were, obviously Indy had issues with Kyle. You know, they all probably were
Joseph had issues, like he got him out.
Yeah. But
then
this is not what they were expecting to hear.
Like,
this is a whole different beast. And
Jasmine was like, I've never talked game with Monty.
Yeah. She's like, what are you talking about? And Joseph's like, so the Arab boy was in the backyard trying to save you all
your
week?
Butt?
And you're going around saying that there's a racial alliance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indy has to excuse herself. She is so not on board with this.
But like immediately, and granted, we talked about this and we're like, it's the edit. But immediately, Joseph's like, why did they wait to say anything? What's the timing about?
That is not your second thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if a half an hour passed before we got to that in the edit, or if that was prompted by a producer or somebody. But like, it was almost a bit abrupt the way we went from, you said what? Why did they wait? Why now?
Yeah, right.
It's a valid question, but who does it 10 minutes later? You know, like that just felt so quick. Robin, where are you? Oh, you're in the UK. Oh my God, I love you, and I'm so sending sorry condolences. For your loss.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But yes, what an episode. Sad for Michael, worried for Monty, and worried
they're gonna sail to the end.
You got to be worried about Taylor. The thing about Michael, love him or not, he protected Taylor this entire time, y'all. And although he did need to go, this is dangerous.
Yep.
For Taylor.
Yep.
Okay, but thank you. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. So, they wrap up this conversation. They're very much like, we're going to need some time. Like, this is a lot. And this changes how I look at you.
And he said, you need to educate yourself. Yeah. There's the internet.
Like, there's the internet. Yeah.
True.
But ultimately, Kyle is like still very apologetic. They hug. Like, it seems like they're going to be able to live in the jury house just fine together.
They'll get over it.
But that's sort of the end of that, and we go back into the house, and now we have a conversation at the pool table.
Right.
Turner and Monty. And this is the beginning of what I think you were teasing on Monday.
Yep.
Oh, there's an all-girls alliance. This is where Turner and Monty are going to figure out, maybe we need to align with Michael.
Turner's like, I got some info for you, Monty. The ladies are working together.
Yeah.
And okay, let's talk about the fact that this is right after Kyle shenanigans. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or way off base.
Yeah.
But I do not like any alliance based off of these base commonalities.
Yeah.
Minority of any style, whether that's all women,
right,
all of color,
right,
or all men who are not minorities in at all.
I looked over at Sarah and I said, it's just really interesting to note this conversation.
Note it.
Imagining an alliance that does not exist among women right side by side with Kyle's that everyone got rightfully inflamed about. But this one doesn't seem to be as big of a deal.
We've gotten so accustomed to it. Every single season, the dudes are like, oh my God, are the women working together? And the women are like, we should work together. Whether it happens or not, it's discussed every season. And I hate it every season. I don't like it ever. I don't think it's a great way to go. And I don't love how people get scared of the all men or scared of the all women. And I don't love how they get scared of the people of color. Like, to me, it's all just ick. But that's just me, guys.
Yeah.
But here we see just the thought of the women possibly banding together makes Turner and Monty go, we should work with Michael.
We need Michael.
Yep.
We need him.
We can't get him out. We got to work with him.
So they pitch Michael, and he's like, great. I mean, do I believe this? Probably not. But if they, want to protect me,
right,
I'm not going to say no.
He can't play for HOH, so sure.
Yeah.
Please protect him. They sort of say, like, we got to take out the ladies here, but like, you're close to Brittany, so I can take out Brittany for you. You're close to Taylor, I can take out Taylor for you. Right. They kind of like make it work nicely for each other. They just
work out who's going to put up what girls as they basically like win out the rest of the competitions as men, because we're men and we win.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Ugh, love it.
Yeah.
Terrence, the truth is jury is an onion? I did not follow
that series of words. Sounds about right. Yeah. Don't play a herd game.
Okay.
Live in courage, not fear.
Okay. I mean, that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
But what was that speech, Terrence? I didn't follow it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alyssa's living the best summer of her life.
Oh, yeah. Please save me. I love you all.
Cool.
Unanimously, Terrence is out. Terrence pays homage to Daniel and walks out without any hugs. And he won't be the first or the last tonight to do that. But then I love that he's the one. He said, this is the one thing I took away from his interview with Julie. He's the one who motivated Michael to win all those comps.
Was that what he was saying?
Yeah. He said, you know what? Michael was fading away. And I said, don't lose that fighting spirit. And he didn't. Thanks to me.
Okay, thanks, Terrence, for that one. All right, great. I didn't write down anything from his interview. I kept waiting for a nugget to write down. The only thing,
it didn't make any sense.
But he said when Julie was like, "I got to tell we got another hour in this show. I got to tell the house something." This was Terrence's first good read on the house. He was like, "Oh, it's a double
eviction."
I was like, "Finally, Terrence!
Good job, Terrence!
Wow." Way to show up.
You did it. You did it.
There, right at the end.
So Julie's like, yes, I will announce the Taylor. Oh, but before she announces it, he's like, well, it would just make my heart so pleased if Taylor was the other house guest out tonight in this double eviction. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes! Why?
Thank you.
He can't stop himself.
He can't.
It is.
His hatred for Taylor knows no bounds.
It is so blinders on for Taylor.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with game.
He's going to be devastated when she doesn't show up behind him.
Literally, Michael nominated him and got him out of the house.
And he's like,
and he said, I want Taylor next.
If I could get Taylor out.
All good with Michael. I got no problems.
Lordy, this man. Okay, let's move on because now we do have a double. The people were pleasantly surprised because Big Brother produced that hour like a regular show.
Yeah, that was nice.
David and I were very excited.
Because you heard when they were like eavesdropping on, the house guests inside the house, Michael was like, well, it's about 5 minutes and they'll wrap up the show and announce the HOH comp. And I guess it's a regular week.
Right. And then she was like, so down, house guests. And they were like, no.
Yeah.
So that was great. I loved that surprise.
Yeah. And
okay. booth comp for HOH. We knew it was going to be a booth comp.
This one was literally worst case scenario for me.
Well, this is David's nightmare.
Nightmare.
Colors.
We've talked about the color thing before, but it's the lasers. Those are not saturated colors.
That was tough.
The yellow green you saw, I was having so much trouble with that. White, it's a breeze, great. Purple, it's a pink. Like the other colors were so
the pink
challenging.
and red was really hard for me to tell the difference.
We were just trying to figure out the colors.
What the color was.
Not able to keep, the order right or anything.
Oh, Lord,
this was tough.
We would have lost this HOH comp. For sure.
And then it was like that one question that Brittany and Taylor got wrong, and Turner and Monty got it right. And then
what?
Turner and Monty pulled ahead by 2 points.
Oh.
But then Brittany and Taylor pulled up again by one or something. It was like very close.
It was like they could tie it up right here. We could have like a 4-way tiebreaker. Yeah. But nope. Turner's gonna take it.
Turner won it.
Turner's HOH.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh dang, they really are just gonna go back to back HOHs here.
Yeah.
Michael Turner. Well. But then it went a different way.
Yeah. So Turner wins the HOH, and I love they go back in the house, and he's like, oh, wait, what? We got to talk? Oh, I guess we got to talk. Okay, I'm going to go in this room and, like, somebody come to me. So Alyssa goes to him first, and we hear very quickly, before they go to commercial break, he's like, you have to go up. I promise you I will be so mad if you go home. You are not my target, but I need Brittany to go, and you're the only one who can sit next to Brittany and ensure that Brittany goes home. So immediately we know his plan, and then Alyssa scoots out of there. Brittany comes in, and they cut to commercial. And you're like, what is he going to tell Brittany?
His vibe totally changed.
He was like,
be like,
what do you want? What's your thought?
You got thoughts?
Yeah. And she's like, you don't?
Yeah. So his plan this week was originally going after Taylor. He was going to put up Taylor and Brittany and go after Taylor. That's when they thought Brittany was so messy, they drag her to the end. Then things kind of evolved this week. They kind of started to be like, but could we go after Michael? Like they started to entertain the idea again. And they realized Brittany was so messy, maybe she needs to go, right? She surpassed like keep her to go. So there was a conversation where Turner said, I guess I could put up Alyssa instead of Taylor because I'm friends with Alyssa. I could just like beg her forgiveness. Maybe she'll get over it.
Right.
Where I'm not ruining a relationship with Taylor kind of vibe. And so that is obviously what he ends up thinking here. I'll just beg Alyssa to like go along with it. Brittany is the target. And then we'll just see how veto plays out.
Just see. But doesn't want to necessarily like put Michael on the block initially.
No. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't give Michael any indication you're coming for him.
Right.
Because Michael is under the illusion that y'all have this agreement. Not sure if it sticks, but
And I think we all know Michael's going to gun for the veto no matter what. Like this was an amazing veto comp because everyone was gunning for it, right?
Yeah.
Nobody felt safe.
No.
So like, even though Turner clearly safe as the HOH, he's gunning for this move that he's trying to make. So it was so tense watching them, untangle this rope. It's very challenging. And Sarah goes, they need a lot of rope to get to this plug.
Because we see like Michael runs out first, not long enough.
Yeah.
Then we're like, oh my gosh.
I thought, oh my God,
Turner.
that's the lead that Turner needed.
Right.
So now he's going to know exactly how much rope he needs. Well, then Monty and him go out at the same time. And neither of them have enough rope.
Right. And they like the way that they jolt when it's too short, you're just like, oh my God, they run back. Yeah. Then like at some point, Taylor runs out and she's too short. And
Alyssa runs out and she has like 2 feet of rope. It's like, okay, drag that one to the end. She is never winning.
She is just drag her, guys.
Yeah.
She's the best.
But then Monty, our boy, who we thought could not win a comp.
Right.
Wins veto.
Oh my God. This came out of the blue. I was really like, watching Turner and Michael here, like who's gonna get it? Then Monty was the one who pulled it out.
Yep.
Way to go, Monty.
Yeah.
Let's get some comps.
And he was out there like with his plug in for a while, and I wasn't sure. Sorry, I got something in my throat. But I wasn't sure if he like had it plugged in or if he was almost there but not quite enough there. But finally, he was like kind of looking around, and Julie announces.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough in these because they don't have all the sound effects and like whatever, because other people are still going. But Monty's like, I did it.
I'm done.
So Monty is our veto winner here. I'm shocked. I mean, I knew it was possible, but just to see Michael not win something and to know that Monty and Turner have gone back and forth, like, let's work with Monty and
What's
Michael.
gonna happen?
No, let's get him out.
Yeah.
Literally, what's gonna happen? And then boom, we walk inside, and Monty says to Alyssa,
"You're coming down, girl.
I'm taking you down.
You are coming down. We're making the move."
He's like, we have to make the move.
Alyssa scoots out of there. Turner comes in, and he's like, "We got to do the move."
Turner's like, what?
And he's like, "You got to make sure that everybody's on board. Because if we don't get him out, he's coming for me next week." And Monty's like, "I'll make sure we got to do it. Like, this is our chance." And it is their chance.
Yeah. I mean, that is a legitimate fear. Like, whoever takes Michael out, you are the next big target in the house, right? So don't mess this up. Don't put Michael on the block and like, we don't have the votes or whatever. Like, just like, let's make sure everyone's okay with this.
Yep.
And that they're not like, no, I didn't want to do it, Turner. I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
People are still coming for you, Turner. You are legitimately the next
You're the next in line.
King here.
Yeah.
So, I did enjoy that Turner was a little scared. That was fun.
Oh, me too. Yeah. And then Turner scoots out and Michael comes in, and then they cut to commercial.
Of course. Oh,
well, then we come back from commercial.
Oh my gosh.
And we hear Michael blowing it up.
Yeah.
And he's saying something about like, I'm the only other LGBTQIA plus person in this house. And he said he would never put me up. So there's some reference to like Turner swore he would never do this.
Well, he did.
Well.
But.
Somebody lied.
What?
In Big Brother.
Shocking.
But Michael's doing what he's doing. He's playing the game.
Look, Michael he knows that this is the time you take him out. Absolutely, of course. Yeah. He's vulnerable for the first time in weeks. Yes, go for him. And he is not going to just sit down and take it. He's saying things left and right. We get these speeches.
Y'all? Well, Brittany gave a whatever speech. You know, she's super nervous. And she's like, I think I can still be an asset. Please keep me. And they're kind of nodding along because they're like, yeah, we're keeping you, girl. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry.
And then I was like leaning forward when Michael goes. And I was like, blow it up, Michael.
Well, we skipped the fact that Monty uses it and takes a lesson.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But then Michael's like, don't do it. Don't do it. And then he does it.
He does it.
Turner's like, sorry.
Turner's like, I'm so sorry. I know you're the only other queer person in this house.
Sorry.
Michael, you got to go.
But it ain't about that stuff. Let it go.
Yeah.
So, yes, then Michael's like, Brittany, you're a mess. Okay. Brittany's face.
Yeah. She was like.
She literally was like crying. This is so hard. This is so hard. And then Michael's like, here's things. I'm going after them. Taylor, you need me. True. Alyssa, you need me. True. These are all true things, but I'm going after them. This is like mostly true. But then he's like, Brittany's a mess. You don't want her. And she's like,
was that necessary? Yeah.
Brittany gives such good face.
I love it. I love every second of it. And I love this argument. I mean, it's a losing argument ultimately, but this is his best case to make.
Give it.
Taylor, Alyssa, you are 2 votes. You are the only 2 votes I need. Do not give this to Turner and Monty. This is on their resume, not yours.
Yep.
And that speaks to what Taylor has been talking about for a while now. Whoever gets Michael out is the rightful winner then, right? So you have to be really strategic about when do you get Michael out? Who do you let get Michael out? All of these things. So he's saying, don't give this to them. Keep me. The 3 of us can go to the end. Ditch Brittany. She made a billion final threes anyway. She's a mess. Get her out of here. And we will get Turner and Monty out of this. It's a great speech.
It is. Look, I will take any speech that's fighting.
Yeah.
And then like 90% of it was accurate.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he wasn't going to work with those dudes.
Yeah.
We already knew that. He has legitimately been protecting Taylor. And he would love to sit next to Alyssa. She ain't getting votes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like.
And then he sits down. And Brittany goes, Michael.
She is so disturbed. She is so stressed. This
you
was
can tell
iconic.
that she's like, I thought we were friends.
Like, you just trashed me in
Did
front
you
of
really
everybody.
have to do that?
But then I think, David, you were the one that was like, this probably helped her game. Like,
yeah.
Like, that does not hurt you. It might hurt your heart for a second.
Yeah. But
then,
it places you on the bottom of the house. So, like, you're not even really a target, you know?
Yes. Which is why you were messy in the first place. Is because you were just trying to get anyone to, like, keep you and take you to final 2.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, this isn't going to work. Like, I think that Taylor and Alyssa probably knew deep down that it was mostly true, but they're in a spot where it's like, you have to take them out, though.
They also know they can't beat him. Like, I think everybody in the house was like, I will absolutely lose to Michael.
Yeah.
If I get to the final 2 with him. And they're thinking, we would love to get Turner and Monty out next, obviously. But if they do make it to final 2, we still maybe have a chance against them. Against Michael, no way.
No way. Exactly. All right. So it's going to be a unanimous vote to take out Michael. He sees it coming. I see it coming, even though I'm like in a ball at this point.
I know.
I get it. But once again, Michael's going to be iconic.
He is an
icon. Says, sit down. I have one thing to say. And then he just runs out the door.
Boom.
And I loved it. It was amazing.
It was so good. No hugs.
No.
No.
We don't need that.
Quippy thing for like the house guest to hold on to be like, oh, he's such a jerk. I can't believe he said that. I mean, there was plenty of in his speech for them to be like, I can't believe he said that. But it was an unforgettable exit. Julie is shocked.
Julie was like, oh my God, I wasn't ready.
Julie's like, oh, let me find my chair.
Let me get in the chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, okay, you're here.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Yeah, we have an extra minute or 2 here.
Yeah, she's like, first of all, what did you just say?
What?
Like, I don't even know what just happened. And he's like,
I wasn't watching yet.
She's like, what did you have? You didn't say anything. You said you had one thing to say. He's like, oh, I didn't have any. I just wanted to leave.
No, I just had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Which, please and thank you. Yes. None of this fake BS.
That is so my energy. I hate goodbyes.
No.
I leave without saying goodbye constantly.
All the time.
It's such a waste of time. He just beelined out there. I loved it.
Yay. Right? Thank you.
Jess.
Icon. Look, I liked it when Cody got up and stood on the table and walked out.
Yeah.
This trumps that. Like, I am here for this exit.
So good.
And then, Michael's hurt and upset that he's leaving and not winning the entire season. But
he's also like, they should have done this.
Exactly. Of course.
They made the right move. I knew I needed to win veto. I didn't. I gave it the best I had. I had to play the game to the very last moment, even if it meant like stabbing my best friend in the back.
Right.
And, I knew that I would regret it forever if I didn't try until the very end. I totally respect it.
Yeah. Look, we knew it was probably going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
He literally said, what would Janelle do? And you know what, guys? He did exactly what Janelle did. He matched her comp wins for one season.
Yeah.
She was not able to win that 10th comp.
Yeah.
She was evicted instead. And same thing for Michael. Mm-hmm. He has 9 comp wins tied with her and then was evicted. Like
a legend.
Right?
Yeah. He is like going in the history books, clearly. Like he will be a name that we talk about for a long, long time in Big Brother. So a pleasure to see him play.
Yeah.
And he actually gave a really good explanation for like why he won so many comps, where he was like, I was nominated early, so I had to start winning. And then I understood that it's very easy to keep putting the same people up, which we saw with Terrence and Taylor this season. They were the people early on in the game who just kept going up over and over again. So he was like, I just had to keep winning so that I could get out of that cycle of being on the block all the time. And then by the time I was like, I should stop winning, I'd already won 5 comps. So it was too late. I just had to keep going. It was not the game he probably wanted to play going in. He knows better than to rack up those kinds of wins, because he knew the target that he was painting on his back, but he was just kind of backed into a corner with that kind of game. So
it's true. He was on the block week 1 as someone who seemed like they would be weak and not be able to fight back.
Yeah.
And he had to win for his safety. And he had to sort of climb out of a hole. And then,
I mean, there were
becomes a comp beast.
I would say on the outside looking in, there were a couple comps where we were like, Michael, you didn't have to win that. Like,
agreed. There were definitely some comps he didn't have to win, but you know, if you are the majority of this fandom and loving Taylor, he kept her safe with all of those wins.
He did. Yeah.
So were they for nothing? Not really.
Not really. And he also said to Julie, he's like, I was never going to throw a comp. That just wasn't part of my game. So he could win and he won.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was not just a comp king. He was the best strategist in this house this season. In my opinion, he was so strong in strategy. So like you said, pleasure to watch him play.
Yeah.
Sad to see him go. I have to now write questions for him, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to just be, do you know how much I love you?
Yeah.
You're amazing. Do you know how amazing you are? That's going to be my 5 questions.
Did you know Queen Elizabeth is dead?
Oh, also Queen Elizabeth died. Do you love her as much as I do? These are going to be my questions.
Do you want to be best friends?
Let's be besties. Okay.
Forget Brittany. I'm Sarah. I'm your new best friend.
I'm similar. I'm very nerdy like Brittany. I think we're going to get along. That's going to be my interview. Unless you guys have other suggestions, please throw them out. Jess's interview too? Cool. Great.
Yes.
Also, Terrence's questions, which I mostly have written, and they're just like, why did you say such nasty stuff about Taylor?
Name one move that you made.
Why did you think Taylor should like work with you after you treated her this way?
I actually want you to ask that though. I need to know.
It's tough. You know, they sometimes don't use my questions.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of want them to use it or just say, never mind. We're not going to use it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you have any suggestions you want me to ask Terrence, please throw those in as well. I have to submit those tonight. So that's what I will do. You guys, this was an epic double.
It was an epic double. And what I loved going into the double was Sarah had sort of plotted out like who's going to nominate who if they win this HOH. And I loved how varied it was, right? Like
it really was.
This really does feel like a very individual game at this point. Like people have people that they're working with, but everyone has their own game and their own targets based on their game. And I really like that. There's not like some house consent. I mean, I think most people were on the same page that Michael needed to go. If Brittany had won HOH, he would have been safe. But, you know, it's like everybody has their own game that they're playing right now. And that feels really exciting. So.
Look, I'm deleting all of my questions for Alyssa. Those weren't necessary.
You don't want to keep them for later?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you think she's going to the end now?
No, of course. She's the next goat. But I'm going to undelete those.
Undo.
God forbid I have to work more. Jeez. Work smarter, not harder.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can't complain. This 2 hours was jam-packed.
Yeah.
It didn't waste my time. It was very exciting. Like you said, it was depending on who won HOH. And who won veto. We were going to have several different people leaving tonight in this second place.
Yeah.
So it was very exciting. And the jury segment was something.
That was lit. That was a good jury segment.
That was.
Yeah. And the one with Michael is going to be really good too.
Oh, right. When
you
Michael
know, they're going to be like,
they're going to be like, let's sit down and talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're going to be like, so the timing. Yeah.
And I hope in the freedom of the jury house, Michael can be more open about like, sure, the timing might have had some, you know, the gain might have had something to do with my timing. Like, let's be honest about our conversation there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was really sweet to eavesdrop on the house guests at the very end of this episode when like Brittany's a puddle of tears and everyone's like, it was just game. It was just game. He was just saying what he had to say. You know that. Like, he loves you.
He's a super fan. He's smart. Like, he was just trying. Yeah. And, like, he did a good pitch. Like, we almost bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice
and
to
she's
see
like,
them.
I know, but it just hurts. And it does. Like, she just needs to get those feelings out. And I think she's going to get over it. And everybody's going to move on and recognize that as his, like, last-ditch attempt. And who can fault him for that? He's trying to win Big Brother.
Yeah. So. No, I'm sorry it hurt her feelings for a second. But, like, it's a game. Like she also ran around this house being like, we got to get Michael out. Yeah. Do you want to be my final two?
Yeah.
You know, he could be offended by that, but he's not going to be, you know, he knew she was doing
They're all going to be fine. They're all going to be fine.
Oh my goodness. Well, it will be interesting to see who wins this next HOH. There'll be an HOH tonight. And then, I mean, we're at our final 5 here.
Yeah.
This
next HOH competition is going to be very interesting because Turner's not playing.
Very.
So can Monty win? Monty just won his first comp, I believe,
Is
with
this
his
his
veto.
first? I feel like
Unless
it's
he
his
won another
first.
veto earlier on, but I don't think he's been
I
HOH
don't remember
yet.
it. He's definitely not been HOH.
So can he win back-to-back comps? Maybe.
I'll tell you
Or-
who usually comes in second place in these comps is usually Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah.
So my money would be on a Taylor.
That's
HOH
what I'm
here.
thinking. But then I'm also like, does Brittany pull it out somehow?
Yeah, we don't know. Is this a crapshoot HOH?
Right.
So
Because Brittany was close to, tying it up on
she did horrible in this
HOH.
HOH though. No.
In the veto, she did horribly.
Well,
She was 1 point behind Turner.
yeah, I
in the
guess she did
HOH.
catch up. It just
Yeah.
felt like she was doing horrible at first.
She was 2 points behind at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She caught up.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So I don't know. It depends on if it's a mental or physical comp. If it's a physical
Right.
comp, I'd probably pick Taylor of the ladies. And if it's mental, I'd pick Brittany of the ladies. And I'm rooting for a lady to beat Monty in this HOH. So
Monty has won an HOH, we are being told.
okay.
I literally can't remember it. Who did he get out? Was it
Who did
before
he
leftovers or after leftovers? I'm
get out?
seriously blanking.
Yeah.
I mean, my memory's not great, guys.
Yeah.
But Monty was the reason Daniel left. Okay, thank you. I don't remember anyway, but
Interesting.
I definitely trust you guys.
Nell, and he took out Nicole.
He was HOH and he took out Nicole. Okay.
He backdoored Nicole.
I definitely remember Nicole leaving,
And remember, Nicole was a backdoor.
but yeah, that's right. Because Monty played it off like, oh, I've always wanted Taylor out. Mm-hmm. But they took Nicole out.
Oh, yeah, because it was the besties.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Man, the memories on you guys are impressive.
We need you.
Good
we
job.
need you to keep us
Yes.
up to date on this because I forget about 2 weeks
Yeah.
after it happens. I forget. All right. We will be back on Monday
Yep.
for the Sunday recap and veto spoilers for you guys. But actually, we have a little bonus special treat coming up.
We do on Saturday.
Saturday, we are starting our new coverage. There's a couple shows about to premiere, guys.
Ooh, a couple of shows we know and love.
So on this Saturday, we are going to do our Amazing Race draft.
With
Special guest, James, winner.
and Kayla.
What were they? Second
Second
place
place.
last season?
Yes.
Hello.
And both recently on the
excited.
challenge.
And they're both, Kayla's still on the challenge, you guys. This is exciting. So we are going to do that on Saturday, noon Pacific.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I've not met Kayla before because you interviewed them solo last season and they got
Right.
evicted.
Yes.
Eliminated.
Eliminated.
Came in second.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to meet her.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
have fun, you guys. So that's this Saturday. I also will have my challenge recap and my exit interview for that went up today. Tomorrow I'll have exit interviews for both Terrence and Michael going up tomorrow at some point. But that's what you got coming up.
Yes.
There'll be some other Amazing Race and Survivor content coming up, getting ready for those premieres.
So excited.
So stay tuned. Make sure
Yes.
you're subbed, get your bell notification,
Yes.
all
Oh my
that
gosh,
stuff.
you guys, we're like less than 70 away from 8,000 subscriptions. Can we please get this done before the end of Big Brother? Can we have a little milestone? Come on. Let's do a little subscriber drive. Get us to 8,000. Please, please, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Get pumped up, you guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rich.
Thank you, everyone in the chat who was hanging out with us tonight, keeping us up to date on things we forgot.
Yes, thank you for that. And if you're joining us later, let us know all of your thoughts on this double eviction, Terrence's eviction, Michael's eviction, that jury segment, and predictions for who's going to win the next HOH. Let us know what you think.
If you knows how much he means. Oh, yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can fit it in, you guys.
Yes.
If not this week, I'll definitely do it after the finale.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Yay. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.